Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today's topic is on the chakra system. This is a topic I absolutely love. I'm very passionate about, from whether or not it's me being a yoga student or, more importantly, me being a yoga teacher. I just want to talk about it and see if we can share some knowledge. So, the chakra system. Now, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you have seen people talk about, oh, open your heart chakra, or you've heard yoga teachers say that. What exactly do we mean by chakra system? Now, chakra in Sanskrit means wheel or like a disc. So we're imagining this beautiful visualization of something turning and spinning like a wheel. Just like wind turbines, you know that when it spins, it's producing energy. So we have many chakras in the body. It's basically these points where all these lines of energy are coming together, accumulating, and there's a point of interaction, and that starts to create a bit of energy. This wheel starts spinning. And while we have many chakras in the body, in yoga we like to focus on the 7 main chakras aligning our system. So, what are 7 main chakras? What do they do and what do they mean? Basically, these 7 main chakras are where these lines meet up and where they build up a sense of energy. Now, we know the 7 starts from the bottom of our spine, going into our root chakra, and then going a little bit higher into our sacral chakra, then into our solar plexus at the upper belly, our heart chakra, then our throat chakra. In between the eyes is our third eye chakra, and then on top is our crown chakra. So even if we're just thinking about the physical body, so everything like our muscles and our bones, we know that in the center of our body, we have certain organs and certain points that are very important. So obviously at the base of our spine, going a little higher, we have our ovulation system for women, we have the prostate for men. Going into the solar plexus, we have our stomach, all of the organs in the stomach, the intestines, the gallbladder. Going a little higher into our heart is our heart organ, our throat, such as our thyroid. In between our third eye and going higher up to the crown, that's when we're losing more of that physical sensation, and we're going to go more into a mental and spiritual realm. So these chakras are basically these points of energy that are also going to represent emotions, body parts, feelings. And the more we try to regulate each part of our body, the same way as with the physical body, the more you keep your system in good health, functioning well, the better you're going to feel. And the chakras are the exact same way. The better health you keep your chakras, so if you're keeping them open, not blocked, it's going to affect not only the body parts, the organs, but also all the emotions attached. Now, this can seem a little bit complicated, but just to keep it simple, remember that the more alignment you have, physically, mentally, and energetically, the better you will feel. So yoga is all about finding that union, that equilibrium, and that balance. And the chakra system is the exact same way. It is finding the sense of alignment and balance. Now, when it's easy to think about the physical body, sometimes it can be hard to think about this subtle body. In yoga, the subtle body is all of those things that you cannot see, like our chakra system. So we cannot see our chakras, but if it helps you, just think about the body parts that they are associated with. It'll be a lot easier to visualize them. Each chakra also has a color. They also have all these emotions attached. So it's like when you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach and you start to feel nervous and sickly, the stomach, the solar plexus area, can be associated with a lot of fear. Fear of judgment, being scared, being anxious. That's why you get that pit at the bottom of your stomach. And what happens when you're scared, for example, then you're not living your life to the fullest. So that's why we try to see, is our chakra system balanced? Are there parts of us that feel blocked? Are there parts of us that need to be a little bit more activated, a little bit more opened? And while some parts can be blocked, we can have the other effect where some parts are overly activated. So that goes the same for people that have a big ego, people that have too much anger, too much sadness. All of those feelings are going to be associated with a specific chakra, as well as a specific body part. So let's find just a simple description of each chakra to get a better understanding. We're going to start with the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. This is just at the bottom of your spine, really when you're sinking all of that energy into the ground, especially in a seated easy pose position in yoga. That's where you're going to feel your root chakra. So this is associated with the color red, a nice deep shade of red. We associate the root chakra, just like roots in a tree, as grounding. So feeling that stability and that foundation and connection to the earth. What happens when our root chakra is not very activated or is a little bit blocked is that we're going to have a sense of insecurity and fear. So the opposite of grounding, where we don't feel stable, we don't feel safe. This chakra is associated with that beginning part, those beginning stages of life. So from being in the mother's womb and for your first few months on this earth, how were you feeling? Did you feel safe? Did you feel grounded? A lot of the emotions that we can feel at that period in our life can be still felt with us today within this chakra. Now, it doesn't mean that's going to stay with you forever. Taking the time to look within, to deal with some of our traumas and some of our past memories is really going to help us find balance in all of our chakras. Going up from our root chakra is our sacral chakra. So this is just going where we have our bladder, our reproductive organs, just a little bit higher at the lower belly. Now, this chakra is known as a Swastidhana chakra, associated with the color orange. So just like the colors of the rainbow, the colors of the chakras are going to get a little bit lighter. The color orange is also associated with the element of water. So right here in our sacral chakra, we're going more into a sense of water. So more fluidity. We're going to have more emotions such as creativity, power, and strength. It's also associated with sexuality, which is why we have our sexual reproductive organs here. So feeling blockages here can be having problems feeling confident and secure in relationships, in sexual partners, a lack of creativity, a lack of power, where you don't feel strong. You're still feeling slightly insecure. And remember that each chakra is linked. So just as there was fear and insecurity in the root chakra, going up into the sacral, we're still going to feel a little bit of that fear and insecurity attached. But this one also includes more power and more creativity. And because these emotions are slightly more independent, this is being referred to as those first couple years of your life on earth. So when you start being 1 year old to 3 years old, you start to gain more independence. You start to get a bit more creative. You really start to become more and more of yourself. That's when we're going into our sacral chakra. Let's go a little bit higher into our solar plexus chakra, right on the upper belly, the Manipura chakra. And this is associated with the color yellow. So you can just imagine a bright yellow sunshine. Now, it is right above, so now we're going really into the stomach. All the organs in the stomach and the digestion. Now we're really talking about our power, our willpower, and our determination. We're getting closer into our identity. So as we're building up, we're gaining more and more of who we are. And this bright color of yellow is bringing more optimism, more light. We're really getting closer to our being. And the age with this chakra goes higher as well. Now we can be thinking between 3 years to 6 years old. So the more you're expressing yourself, the more you're coming into yourself, the higher the chakra. And we're using these chakras to get back to our true being and our true nature, to get back to this sense of divinity within all of us. We are all connected, we all have the same chakras, and we all have to fight our own blockages in order to find this source again. We can also consider that a lot of the traumas that we are going through, that are being blocked within our chakras, are traumas that have been there for past lifetimes as well. It's stuff that you can still feel within you that you need to work on to bring back to alignment. And our solar plexus chakra was having this element of fire. Just like that bright ball of sun, we have fire. And we can feel strength and power in that fire. Now, going up from our solar plexus, we're going into the heart chakra. Most people love talking about the heart chakra because it's where we're getting that sense of love from. Just true unconditional love. And this is called anahata. So we can associate this part of our bodies with the color green, a nice light green. Maybe you can picture a beautiful light shining from your heart center and lifting up. When you do certain yoga poses, that is where this part of our body can open up to the sky, getting closer and closer to source energy. What do we talk about when we talk about emotions of the heart? We have love, compassion, kindness, gentleness, femininity, all of these beautiful things that make us human. And we're coming more into ourselves. We're getting better at expressing ourselves. So we need to really feel all of these emotions in order to be able to express them. And the same as our other chakras. Now we're getting a little older in age. Maybe you can feel as if you're a young adolescent. You're learning how to love your friends, love your family, and there's more meaning to that word love. So blockages in this area can be having more trouble in relationships, being scared of falling in love, being scared of taking risks. And we're having this sense, this time it's this element of air. So it's a little bit lighter. We had the power of the fire, and now we're going a bit lighter into air. Our third chakra is our throat chakra, our Visuddha. Now, this chakra is all about expression and communication. Just as you use the mouth to speak and to express yourself, to create, now we are having more emotions of identity. Who am I? What is my ego? How do I express that? This is associated with the element of sound, the same way we communicate and we have sound. In yoga, the third chakra, we talk a lot about truth. What is your truth? What is your identity? The best way to activate this is to really sit in silence and always ask that question to yourself, who am I? And we have this beautiful color here of a light blue. And this is as you get older, you really start to find out, okay, who am I within in my natural state? Who do I want to be? And how can I get there? Aligning your chakras is really going to help you get there. Let's take this a bit higher. Now we're going into our third eye chakra, our Ajna. Now, this is associated with a color of dark purple, a beautiful indigo. And it's between your eyes because now we're going a little bit higher. Our energy is getting even lighter. And because our energy is getting lighter, we have this energy associated here with light. So this is why when we close our eyes in yoga, we imagine a beautiful point of light in between our eyes. And this is where we start to think about internal emotions, our intuition, our insight, and our instincts. The more you get to know yourself, the more you can be in tune with yourself. And the more you're in tune with yourself, the more you are in tune with the natural world around you. So this is the part of our yoga practice where we start to use more of our intuition. to understand our place in this world, to understand the reason why the seasons change. What is our job as humans? How are we supposed to connect to nature and to the universe? And that's where it brings us up all the way to our crown chakra. Our crown chakra, our Sahasrara chakra. Forgive me if I pronounce any of these Sanskrit wrong. I'm definitely working on that. This crown chakra is a beautiful light purple, almost a white light. Now, we associate it with the crown of the head and everything up. So sometimes you can even just imagine the space above your head. So we're not only getting further and further out of the body, but now we're so high up that we're connecting with the sky, with the cosmos. And this energy of the cosmos is going to bring us back into higher consciousness. So consciousness is that sense of being so aware that you're starting to realize a little bit more about the entire picture, about the whole universe, how we can get closer to the divine. And why do we want to raise our consciousness and raise our frequency to get closer to the divine? This is because we're trying to come back to that state of enlightenment, that state of peace and bliss, that state where there's no stress, there's no blockages, there's no trauma. You are completely aligned from the bottom of your spine all the way to the top of your head, and that internal happiness is within you and all around you. So that is what we talk about in terms of enlightenment. It is coming back to your natural state of being. The same state of being that is within you is also in the energy around you, in this universal energy. And that's also how we can relate to each other more, is by understanding that the energy I have within me is the same energy you have within you, and we are all connected. So people that have a slightly more blocked crown chakra are going to have a harder time with things like spirituality, sitting by themselves. They're going to be so firmly, feet placed into the ground. They're going to be so firmly grounded and so realistic about life that maybe they don't daydream. Maybe they don't have visions of intuition. They have a hard time connecting with things a bit greater than themselves because they're so into the world. And we need to have a place in the world and also a bigger perspective. And that's why we have this element of ether and cosmos now. It is not just a sensation that we can exactly understand or grasp. We have to have our minds open in order to understand what we mean when we talk about the energy around us and the cosmos. So those are our 7 chakras. I hope that really helps just give you a bit more information. I hope it was interesting. If you have any questions on any of the chakras, please feel free to comment down below. Plus, maybe I can do a video on each chakra specifically so we can go more in depth and see how they also relate more specifically to our yoga practice. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a beautiful day. Namaste.